What's up, family? Peace, light, and love. Thank you for connecting with me. You could have been anywhere the fuck else in this world, but you chose to kick it with a sister right here, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've been pulling in some magical folks on deck. I told y'all I needed some help in these streets, right? And we had Priestess Erica that came in, bringing that shit with them fairies. So fascinating. I'm on that shit like nobody's business, y'all. And today, in my DJ Khaled voice, another one. The Quantum Lion.
Yes.
I'm here to tell y'all, this woke me up out of my stagnation and helped me shift and tune in with the time that resonated, my bad, in my spirit. Do it, bitch season. Do it, bitch.
Ooh. Do it.
Yep.
Well, wait, there's more, because there's another one. Another dimension of this and how it came about. He brought his boy on, his friend, to come in and talk a little bit more about it. This is definitely a soul tie connection. I can feel it with them. And in this time, there's an awakening taking place. And I want to give an opportunity for expansion, because I'm not going to apologize for what this looks like, because I ain't looking for no damn approval. What's for me is for me. And I'm not in the business of calling folks names. That indicates an intention to degrade or offend. The intention here is to empower and inspire. See, we get stuck in this mental conditioning, right? Bitch, that's a female dog. That's disrespect. And many of us studied, and this is cool. Hold up. Now, let me tell you something. I understand. I hear you. Many of us studied about watching our words, expression. It's all good. This platform is to empower and encourage self-love. Calling people bitch, they say, you motherfucking right. That's what it is, real talk.
Yes, sir.
I feel the vibration in the expression they take on. And the vibration takes on different meanings. This calls on that unmotivated part in us to shift. This was my experience. The season is time for you to get off your ass. Stop making excuses. Stop looking for a reason to be offended, facilitating sorriness. Because this is a tribe vibe. Do it, bitch, do it. 'Tis the season. And you can take it or leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring on these brothers and they go tell us what this is all about. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go ahead and introduce the Quantum Lion and his friend that came in here, Anthony, to let us know what it is. What's up, y'all?
I appreciate that lovely, lovely intro. It really does embody a lot of what this do it bitch energy is, just the way you're projecting it, right? I'm going to let Anthony speak first as far as where this comes from. He had a dream that pertained to Quantum Lion, which is my higher self, that was given to me early on when I didn't know anything. They gave me this Quantum Lion energy and actually had me draw it out and everything. So I know that this is a very palpable energy and it's definitely real. I've had other people solidify that, and my brother gave me this this dream, that he had, and I want him to explain it because it has a lot to do with the energy that's present in this season that we're talking about.
Word.
All right. So well, first and foremost, I just want to say that I come from Compton, California. You've been my older brother since I was 13.
13.
And
Yep.
I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for a church. And you know, I always been spiritual. I always been searching for my way, you know, and I know we real warriors in this stuff, man. And just like Miss Blue said, shout out to Miss Blue, like the world needs you. And not only this do it bitch season is me working with my shadow self as well. Me dealing with my past traumas and the stuff that I did not deal with, because most men, they, you know what I mean, they're not dealing with, most people are not dealing with their self right now. And that's what revelation means. So I know for a fact the deities that got our back, our ancestors that got our back, they got that warrior spirit. But if we don't channel that, how could they ever express it? How could they ever let it unleash it? They need us.
Yeah,
we're shamans and
we're
in
the
these
conduit
times.
for sure. We're the conduit for this energy for sure.
Exactly.
And this has been a buildup of, like, I'm talking about generations and generations getting to us as far as what this energy represents. And actually, I'm gonna let you keep going on what you were saying, bro. I'm gonna take a back seat, and I know I'm gonna keep channeling, and I'm gonna just unleash when I have my turn.
Yeah. All right. Cool, for sure. And so remember, before we was even conscious, we used to watch Blood In, Blood Out. And we used to laugh about, do it, bitch. Like, so that's how my subconscious worked. Like, sometimes I hate myself because I don't pay attention to my dreams and stuff, because I'm very vivid when it comes to the dreams. It even sometimes overwhelming sometimes, me dealing with my lower self. But it was something about Quantum Lion when you said that you created Quantum Lion, it became real in the spiritual world. And yet this entity exists, and he said, I'm gonna always protect you guys. And I'm like, okay, like where is this coming from? Like yeah, I'm part of Axel. I'm part of y'all spirit, y'all higher selves. Like some people get scared in the spirit world. Like you can see yourself, you can see a monster in the spirit world and be running away from this shit. And that's yourself. All you gotta do is turn around and just speak to him. That's how simple it is. So anyway, let me get back to what I'm talking about. It's a certain line of deities. It's a certain line of entities that want to transform. And they have this energy about them that they don't care. They just all about righteousness.
Yeah.
But they will fuck somebody up. You know? And just like Quantum Lion said, it's a lot of other energies that just want you to be just bummed out and just not be you. And they're gonna prey on your weaknesses. They're gonna, your fears, your doubts. But it's do it, bitch. It's what you want to do. And they can't do anything. They can't do anything, and they scared. And they want us to be scared.
Yeah.
They want us to fall. They want us to just let go. And we not gonna let go, because that's the warrior spirit in us.
Right.
You know? Right. And like I said, like I've been talking to everybody today. Like I've been talking to my family. Like, be a man and stick out and just say, you know what? Regardless of what everybody else do, as long as I'm doing what I need to do, that's that real energy. Because we need to, as real men, we need to really embrace energy too. But at the same time, you need to know your feminine energy too. Because some of these dudes, man, they're not real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll hide, they'll duck. We're not ducking. Like we stand out in front lines. Even in the past lives, we have been doing this.
Yeah.
And this is that season right now. The dog star. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes, yes.
Absolutely.
So we here.
Yes.
Which you know, just to tie in that whole do it bitch, like a bitch is a female dog and we're in the dog star days.
Yes.
So so that
Mhm.
just ties into the energy really, you know, and for me, I know in my heart of hearts that I've had a past life as a Dogon, you know,
Yeah.
so that really ties into the dog, you know, energy. And whenever this time comes around, not only is it like my birthday, but it's like it comes on like in volumes,
Mhm.
like multiple times over, where sometimes I have to find like really ways of escaping it almost, like, you know, it almost becomes overwhelming. This year not so much. Like last year it was pretty intense.
Wow.
When it gets intense for me, it becomes like where you're almost like people can't relate to you as much because you're like kind of just out there, you know, like you're connected to something so high that other people can't relate, even people in your own household, like, you know what I'm saying? So that is besides the point. Like for me, it's all about doing what I feel needs to be done within the current cycle. So like if I feel like I have to go in and like no matter what anybody thinks, whether it's my wife, kid, child, whatever, like everything has to take a back seat, because at the end of the day, everything is gonna come around full circle to bless not just myself, but it's meant for everybody.
Mm.
Like the type of work that we do is not like Quantum Lion is here to protect the pack. That's how it feels.
Mhm.
It's always felt that way. Like for me, I feel like I embody a lot of people within me. Like so many people, including you, Anthony, that have, you know, remember I had that vision where like the Dogon people farm onions and we're all just a layer,
Yeah.
another layer of this same onion. So
Yeah.
so in me seeing myself as a layer of that onion that really understands the other layers, like I can really sit there and process things on a deeper level and really understand that I have a with what I know, I have a higher responsibility to enact
Mhm.
what I've been given, which this doesn't happen. Like this life that we're living doesn't happen by circumstance. Like there's so many things that have had to come in alignment in order for us to get this work. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I really commend both of you. You know, we're fucking soldiers to just be in this
Okay.
at this time. Like it's incredible.
Yeah.
So for me, this do it bitch energy has to do with laying down a foundation for us as a community. And it has also to do with annihilating the old systems.
Mm.
So for me, the old systems would be those that were a part of the last cycle, which would be like, you know, government in general, that's really just oppressive.
Mhm.
Um, Spain comes to mind a lot. Like I told like I told you, sis, the Pope,
Mhm.
like these are people that I don't ever think about, which
Right.
is why I know it's very spiritual whenever they do pop in my head, because I tend to live at a 0 point. Like
Mm.
a lot of times, most of the times I have a blank slate in my head. Like I don't think of anything. And I used to down myself for that. Like, why is it that you don't think of anything? Like, that's just crazy. There has to be something going on in there. But it would seem that I would just always be in this emptiness, even before, you know, this consciousness. But now that I'm in consciousness, like that is my focal point of where I draw most of the energy. I really just go blank slate. And what that does is it creates the empty vessel. You know, you like you said, you can't put new wine into old wineskins. So
Right.
therefore you have to empty yourself out and make yourself new. And then this energy funnels through you, and then you just give it back to the people.
Mhm. Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
There's that, there's this heaviness that comes upon you sometimes when you get like these types of downloads, because you do feel very alone. You know, you do kind of get that almost like Christ complex, where it's like you're about to head to the cross and like no one's with you. You know what I'm saying? You tend to be attacked that way, but that's part of the illusion,
Mm.
the illusion of separation. Because when I really think about it, I'm like, I've never been alone, never. Even when I thought of doing the craziest shit to myself as a young kid,
Yeah.
you know, I've when that in the beginning, when I first went into this consciousness, I spent months and months and hours crying, you know, getting it all out, just really receiving pictures of how I've never been alone. Like all these created thoughts that you create to feel sorry for yourself and keep yourself like in a place of stupor.
Yep.
But there's always been a purpose for us, y'all. Like always. There's always been a grand scheme to our own lives. And for me, Quantum Lion is just someone that's always existed. But
Mm.
I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out. You know, I had to figure out that this being is a part of me. Um, it's my higher self. The work that I'm trying to do now is really connect with this energy, because even though I've had it for quite a while, like it's I haven't connected to it on a visual as much as like Anthony would.
Mhm.
And I would say that that's the gift that I've been blessed with, many different people around me that do different things. For instance, Anthony is more of a seer, or he dreams of things,
Mm.
and therefore he can give me a puzzle piece that I'm already like formulating up in my head, but I don't have the full picture. And when he gives me a piece, it's like, oh, now I have a key to open up another gate to something deeper. And it just works that way. I have a great way of just trusting the whole process of everything's gonna make sense. So my wife will give me something here and there. My daughter will give me something through a dream or something she drew. Like it's always something that's building this whole movement that I know it seems like it's just about me, but it's way more than that. Like I know that sometimes like I look at my posts and I'm like, damn, does this shit sound arrogant? Like it seems like everything's happening to me, but
Sound like
what
a channel.
what I understand is I'm just representing the onion.
Mm.
There's so much more depth within me that is tied into all of us.
Mm. And tell me something. What exactly? Because so here's the thing. I'm not really up on my terminology, right? And so I remember the word quantum from back in the 80s when I was a kid. There was a show called Quantum Leap, where this
Quantum leap.
guy was able to, he was able to transition to different periods in time and all of that.
Mhm.
And so now I see that you're the quantum lion. What does that mean?
So can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
So this is the thing. We're gonna it goes back to alchemy. I feel like that. No, I know that at this time that we are creating, we create everything around us, whether we like it or not. And I feel like some of us are the supreme beings that create stuff in life, but us growing up, we had a hard life because we couldn't create things. We constantly do this, do that. We never had that platform to do that.
Yeah.
But now that we stuck so true to our true self,
Mhm.
and we really did our research and we doing our homework, we turning nothing into something,
Mm,
just like we did in past lives. And you know, sometimes when your back is against the wall, like anybody that have their back against the wall, like that's a hard place to be in. But
mm,
Yeah.
it's only a few people that can get through it and create something, and then the whole world could be like, damn. It's like when Michael Jackson did the moonwalk. No, you know what I mean? He perfected it so good that now everybody can do the moonwalk. And that's our energy. Like we here to protect mama. We're here to
Yeah.
protect our women too. Cause
mhm,
you know what? If it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
mhm.
If it wasn't for me appreciate the women that's in my life, what's the point of living?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that
You
shows
know what
how
I
you
mean?
connect with that feminine energy, period. And the better
Yeah.
that you connect with it, that brings you more into balance yourself and being able to balance that energy out, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'll give you the explanation of like how quantum line came through, right? So, in the beginning, when I first had my like moment, and I mean, mine was so crazy, like I don't even have time to go through all that, but it was so intense that I literally had to leave my body for a few months, and
Yeah. No, I
like I
remember.
yeah, like I forgot how to drive for like
Oh,
a few days. I forgot how to open up a door because my spirit was no longer in my body. Like I literally had to detach from this whole thing. And it seemed like during that time I was able to just pull down so much into my body, but I didn't
Yeah.
understand any of it.
mm,
So even the like for instance, when I got quantum line, I'm in this room. This is my meditation room, and I'm meditating, and all of a sudden my spirit's like grab a notepad and like blindly I'm like meditating, but I have a pen in my hand and I have a notepad, and I don't even know how I'm writing this down, but I'm writing down what they're giving me as far as a description of what this quantum line is. So at first it just was words, attributes to this spirit. And then right afterwards, I went into like channeling it, and I hadn't uh, drawn anything for like, I would say 15, 20 years.
mm.
And then they had me do this boy right here.
That's dope.
And look at the music, bro. We still haven't even got back down to our music. Like
Yeah.
we very talented at music. And that's why I be so frustrated because sometimes I just don't know how to release my energy, but I'm it's no excuse. You gotta figure out what you need to do. You need to ground yourself. I can hear the ancestors say you need to ground yourself and you need to figure it out. Because if you figure it out, everybody else can too.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to just pay attention to the people that love you and really take the time out and really give that love energy
Mm,
that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people they hate us for that, man. And I'm at 32 years old, I couldn't figure out why, but it's understandable because some people is not me. They can't take my energy like that.
mhm.
Yeah.
So it's okay. They want me to be mad at them and they want me to dish out some anger, but I'm here to alchemize it. I'm here to I'm here to be like, you know what? I do it myself. I'm okay to be a man, be like, you know what? I fucked up.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's sometimes that's hard to do. Some people can't even do that.
Oh yeah.
And they
That
got everything in the
very
world right now to accommodate them so they don't have to deal with themselves.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Full of
So
distractions.
so um to further answer what you had said as well, like I didn't understand what quantum meant. Like
Mm,
I had no idea
Oh,
what quantum
yeah.
meant at all at
yeah.
that point. But as like I say, everything that I've received, especially early on, I knew that none of it made sense, but I knew that it would make sense.
Mm,
So So I always, with every deity that I drew in the beginning, I had no idea why I was drawing these deities. But when I started researching about my own personal life and like and things that further went down, I was like, those are totally my energies, like the ones that I first drew. And
Right.
I remember I would go into meditation and I'd say, why do I have Quetzalcoatl over here? I don't even know nothing about Quetzalcoatl. But my spirit would keep telling me, don't worry about it. And I didn't worry about it. You get what I'm saying? That I just let it go. I would say that is a super gift that I have, is I just let it go. Like, I'm not gonna hold on to this and think like, well, why this, why that? No, just let it go.
Right.
Because if you don't let it go, it's never gonna come to you. So
Yeah.
I let it go. The quantum thing now makes a ton of sense, because the further I realized what I was doing in the beginning, which was I was going into the higher realms, but I was also going into the underworld at the same time.
Right.
So once I started to realize what I was doing in my meditations, then I started bringing that into my day-to-day life. So if I went to work, I was somewhere else in my mind. You get what I'm saying? Like I was able to still do what I had to do, but I could operate in the middle ground, but I could also talk to entities or even Quantum Lion on a higher realm, or I could talk to Quantum Lion to go down into the earth. And so what that allowed me to do is it gave me power, because now I understood, the more I tested that out, that everything that I would put into effect was coming to life. Like in real time, it was coming to our physical world. So that's where the empowerment came with this Quantum Lion later. More and more, it just gave it more and more of an essence. And I just felt a personal need to really push that energy out, because I feel like it's a part of a lot of people's energy.
Yeah.
um
But don't
I've
they can't. That's why the world, they want this to be so confusing, but yet we make it look easy. But you just have to figure it out for yourself. And that's what we're doing right now.
You know what? I got a quick question that I wanted to ask, because I saw the drawing, Anthony, that you put up there that was clear, and you said that it was inspired from that whole Mayan calendar phenomenon that we were dealing with, right? I mean, I'm making sure I got that one right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this alignment that we have right now with this whole Lionsgate portal and the alignment with the pyramids of Giza, and then the pyramids that we have that's over in Mexico that kind of deals with all of that and everything. Do you see a connection with us stepping into this whole do it bitch energy? Then with you stepping into that whole energy, you channeling this whole Quantum Lion do it bitch whole thing, and this time coming together like that. Is there a connection? Do you see that, or am I just, I'm a reacher though?
Yeah, I definitely see it. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you heard of Bobby Hemmett.
Yeah.
He was talking about the ancient portals. So I remember when I first woke up, I used to have these dreams about like me in a past life, and I was one of the ones that used to travel to ancient portals. Like I have a talent with transportation. Like that's what I work on cars too. So hello. Oh, I work on cars too. So that makes a lot of sense. As far as the Mayans and the Mexico, oh yeah. Because remember, the earth was together at one point. And we're not even talking about Atlantis and Lemuria.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Our people was together, but everything had to be split up. Because even if you look at the Gnostics, what they talk about, they didn't even want to talk. They didn't even want people to record them. They said, man, fuck this place. Because they knew what it was, but at the end of the day, You still got to have that vibration about you, but you still got to give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
takes a lot. That takes a lot because we so intelligent, but yet we're so spiritual. And that's scary because that's scary to some people.
Mhm.
Because if I can be able to tap in, and if I can be able to have enough money to go create some stuff, see, that's that old goon energy too. Like,
Mhm.
he's the master of tools, and you know what I mean? But he's always gonna make sure his mama's straight. He's always gonna make sure his girls are straight. Cause women out here, they've been doing it for too long. Like, everything is all messed up. So the spirit world, like, man, who's going to step up to the spot? Like, they sitting there waiting. They sit here watching us.
Right.
They won't. The government don't want me to figure out some shit. You know what I mean?
Likely, yeah, more than likely not.
Exactly.
Right, right.
So, but
And,
I'm yo,
our connection goes back so far, Shakesha.
yeah.
Like
You talk about
just,
the Mayans.
me
We,
and
you know
Anthony,
what I
we
mean?
understand it. Huh?
Let me say this too. I got every, like, somebody was saying to go do the ancestry test. I'm like, no, I don't have to do it because I got every bloodline, every rich bloodline in my DNA.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to unlock that. You know what I mean? It's been a mystery. It's been a mystery, but I know for a fact, like, look at us, man. Like, I grew up where people hated Mexicans.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We could have been enemies, you know what I mean? But we embraced each other, and some people hate that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's something. Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
and actually, that's a great pivotal point right there because, talking about this Blood In, Blood Out movie that me and Anthony used to watch like a ritual. It was like
Wow.
a every weekend thing, and it's not even like that great of a movie, I would say. It has over the top characters, but
Uh-huh.
certain things that happened in that movie really became a part of our essence. Like, I watched it this morning
Mm.
just to
You
go
really
through,
did. You really did watch that, huh?
and
You have to
and
check it out.
and my number, like I said, is 31, right? That's the
Mm.
frequency I go off of. And then I look at that movie and it's 3 hours and 10 minutes. So there's your 30, right? So 8 minutes in, they're talking about just something brief, but something I never caught before, which is Quetzalcoatl.
Mm.
So who is he lived many lives over. So he lived part of the Mayans, he lived part of the Aztecs. People will say that he is
He was in Egypt.
Thoth. They'll say
Yeah.
that, like that's the same energy that's come here over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So for whatever reason, this energy really reached out to Anthony and I on separately, but when me and Anthony talk, we're always talking the same language. So that's how the spirit is doing something, that's where the confirmation comes from.
Absolutely.
Like, how could you be in Portland and be dealing with the same energy that I'm dealing with? So that's where the empowerment comes in doing the work. It's like, okay, confirmations have come in over and over again. Like, you would be stupid to not act on it. So
yeah.
So
That's where that do it, bitch. You better do that shit or else.
Yep. Because if not, we're whooping our own ass, really.
Exactly.
So that's where that energy like really multiplies, quantifies, and goes into these different realms, and then it trickles down into the physical world, which once me and him see the things that we've been putting into action in a hidden type sense, and you see it in real time, we're constantly texting each other like, bro, did you just see that? Like, the shit that we are just talking about, it just, like, there it is right there. And it'll either be that or a teacher will teach something that we're just been discussing the whole time. So a lot of it, I feel like Anthony and I, when we put our heads together, even when we're not talking, really, like we can do this telepathically now. I feel
Mm,
Yeah.
because, like I feel like we can open portals when they tell us to, because we
mhm,
don't do this shit just to do it. You know what I mean? Like we
Nah.
wait on the signal, and then when they give us the signal, they give us the instructions, and for the way we process those instructions is different for me and Anthony. He has a more vivid way of seeing it, and I have more of a like a nudging in my heart, like constant, you know. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, and then we talk about it, and then that tone from spirit, the tone that's coming in for that day is what we put into vibration. So that's when everybody gets to face the music.
okay.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we know that we have a specific duty to open up certain portals, no matter who gives us a pat on the back. Because honestly, nobody tells us shit like you're doing a good job, like nothing, you know? So a lot of it has to be like very, very heartfelt initiative that comes from within.
Mhm,
Because I feel even for me and him, it's even tougher because it's almost like the spirit is not allowing certain things for us to open up yet,
mhm,
because they want us to kind of like build this character underneath, where when we do get to like have our own space and have our own moment to like really teach, or even just say whatever needs to be said on a higher level, where a lot of people will now be aware of it, we'll have the character to deal with any issue because we are already dealing with it now.
mm,
So it's a beautiful time. You know, we
yeah,
have ups and downs just like everybody else.
mhm,
Um, but we're mastering a lot of these things. Like as we're moving along, we're learning to deal with certain either emotions or just the way people come at you sometimes, or you know, how do you deal with these things? And it's not, it's just through experience, through us putting ourselves through these moments, that we're gonna get this under our arsenal belt. When it
mm,
comes to wartime, you got every
mm,
tool in that you can possess. So therefore this thing becomes easy,
mhm,
right? And I feel like a big part of it too is like we can't put extra pressure on ourselves,
right.
because there's already enough pressure, you know, coming from the outside sources, that you really have to really put yourself at that 0 point and just say like, I'm everything and nothing at the same time. Like you're not gonna put a label on me, but I'm here to work my magic.
Mhm,
And like these big systems, they gotta come down.
no
And
doubt,
how do we do that? How do we do that?
right.
I think it's by moments like this, um,
Doing it right now as we
where
speak.
where the message is actually like expanding. You
Mm,
know, the message is expanding, because your request for us to come on here was very timely.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very divinely
It,
timed. So
and I
that
just
is
want to, I want
confirmation.
Yeah.
you like, because I even reached out to my people today, like, and usually when people tell you something, it's usually true that you don't want to look at yourself. Yeah. But everybody say like, I don't communicate like that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So today I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna communicate, and look how everything lines up. Like
How about
I,
that? Yeah.
you know, and so from this point on in my life, like it's no more like I can't do this by myself.
Mm-mm.
We
Yeah.
all like I get in my ego, I get in my pride sometimes, and I admit it, like, you know, and we all do. But I feel like the best person can look at their bullshit and really change that. That's amazing. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
everybody can embrace it, and that's what love is, you
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
So
Let
Yep.
me ask one question, because do it bitch season, that season right there indicates that this is a period in time.
Mm-hmm.
How long is this whole energy of do it bitch? What is that time period?
so Jason and the Organize. So
Mm.
when I talk about the Dog Star,
Mhm.
July, August, September, October, November.
Gotcha.
So when the fall goes into season, then we supposed to harvest all our hard work.
Mm.
And on top of that, when October happened, all of our ancestors, they come back. That's the time where that portal opens up and we can commune with them. The Day of
Yep.
the Dead.
Day of the Dead,
Yes.
which was
Yes.
also
My birth-
That's when I was
Yeah.
technically conceived, is on the 31st. Well, yeah,
Wait,
Halloween.
real? So you a Scorpio?
No, I'm a Leo. I said conceived.
Oh,
October
okay.
31st.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
born on August the 4th.
So you
Wow.
a Leo too?
Yes, I'm a Leo too.
Ooh, okay.
Lion season, y'all.
It's like
Right. Dang, that's crazy. That, you know what? It makes a lot of sense because you know, this energy pops off with Leos.
Mhm.
It pops off with y'all. Cause y'all the creators, you know what I mean? You create a lot of stuff in your life. And some people don't embrace that. But at the end of the day, that's why I got a lot of distractions in the summertime.
Mm.
mm-hmm.
You know, and I see that. So I'm a Libra, I balance everything out, right? But that's why this do it bitch season, it was just like, no, we gonna do our stuff.
Right.
And because like the spirit said, Anthony, when you're on top of your game, you don't have time to deal with the bullshit. You don't
Mhm.
have time to look at the negative spirits and the low energies. Why? Because you steady at a high frequency.
Absolutely.
And if you stay consistent, that especially at this time, you're gonna harvest some good energy. So that's where I'm at.
Absolutely.
You know?
Y'all. Let me ask one last question. I don't want to take all your time up, but what can we do to take advantage and get the most out of this particular season? What are some recommendations that you guys would have for that?
Okay. Let me start and then you could finish it, Anthony.
Yeah.
Certain tools that I've been using, sun gazing, taking in a lot of sun. Like even when it's hot as hell right now, like I go out there and take my shirt and I just kind of close my eyes. And like this morning, I went out there and I did a chant, and I don't care who's watching. That's the whole beauty of it, like people walking
Right?
by the sidewalk. I don't care.
They be looking like, what the?
Right.
Yeah, and I got my hands up too because Hecka got me doing my Hecka chant. So that one's been very powerful in letting in a lot of the energy that we're trying to bring in. It has a lot to do with the chant, Sia Hu Heka, which has to do with the heart, the throat chakra, and then the primordial magic.
Sia Hu Heka.
Mm-hmm.
That one. Okay.
Yep. So they gave me that chant, and it was just through research that I came across it, and my spirit's like, you need a chant that. And I've never done a chant before, but see, that's how spirit works. It's like, all right, here's something new to try. And I've been doing that chant every single day and night for, I'd say, a good few months now. So it's been powerful. Like I feel, like when you're in church and you feel like the Holy Spirit come down, like that's
yes.
how.
Hey,
like,
and you remember
that's for real, y'all. Yeah, that ain't a game. Right.
So we was both leaders of the song choir when we was in church.
So
you know what I mean?
So the key to Hecka, right, is he's got his hands up like this, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
when I went and researched Quetzalcoatl, I found one of his pictures where he has the same exact pose. He has his hands up.
Mhm.
So what that meant to me is that you're becoming a receptor. Like you literally,
Woo.
your hands are up because you're receiving it, like through your hands and into your body as a capacitor for the energy. So
Wow.
so that whole thing's been very important. I'll give you another one that they gave me, which is when I sun gaze, I take like a tub of water and I put it, you know, I put my feet in the water while I sun gaze.
Mm.
So what that does is it connects the fire of the sun with the primordial water within you and into your
Right.
feet. So it's a way of like bringing in the elements and using that as an arsenal.
Mhm.
That's what our
Wow.
ancestors did. They took all these
Yeah.
elements and made alchemy out of it. So when I
Yep.
see these elements, I see them as a potential to like create something with it. Another powerful
The lost tribes is coming back. We
Mm.
oh
already
yeah.
lost tribes. We coming
It,
back. We putting
it, it
we putting the puzzle back together.
oh yeah.
I
And
think I'm
I'm
gonna
I'm
do
a
that
big
sun gaze with my feet in the water for this AA portal in the morning.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
And and look,
Yeah.
here's another one they gave me, which was that the Atlantean meditation,
Mm.
which I go in
Mm.
the tub, I fill that mug, to whatever portion where it's like it's kind of covering part of my face up like this,
Mm.
but I'm underneath.
Mhm.
I light my candle, I put my incense, I put sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, whatever alchemy I want to create into my bath, I
Right.
put it in there. Um,
But yeah.
And then what I do is I just do my normal meditation. I mean, I'll fold my legs up while I'm in there. You know what I mean? Like
I know
I'm
that's
really in
real.
a meditation pose. And
Right.
I'll say I'll say the whole, like, I'll go through my whole chakra system.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Mhm.
what happens is when you're doing it underwater, you can hear yourself multiple times over. So then that starts to really go into your mind of how powerful something that you do in meditation where you don't necessarily hear it that loud, you
Mhm.
can
Mhm.
hear the everything that has to do with your voice. Like you hear the beauty in like your reverberation in the water, like you hear it so
Oh,
much louder underneath. And what that does is it kind of gets you going. It moves the fluid within you to where it just creates more power. That's how I've felt about it, and every time that I've done it, it's been amazing.
that's
and
profound.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and all these tools, I don't do them like every single time. It's just when my spirit brings me around
Wow.
to these cycles of doing it that I end up doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's profound. I like that. Word. Word. You got any tips for us, Brother Anthony?
Um. Yeah, I actually do. Just stay in balance.
Mm.
It's hard to stay balanced in this world. Like it's easy to get distracted, and sometimes you just gotta keep it simple. Like you could do all that work, but at the end of the day, if you're not really seeing things simply, and if you're
Mhm.
not simplifying it, then you can create a lot of chaos in your life. Why?
Yeah,
Because I know it from my experience.
yeah.
And yeah, that's what I said. Like me just getting back to me and just being real and just being a real person and just calling the people like that I need to talk to today and just being really me and just being honest with myself.
Bro, and
I've been
that's what I love
Yeah.
about you. You know what I mean? That a lot of people can't see. See, that's another gift I have, Shikesha, is I could see right through the bullshit. So even if you're
yeah.
being like a certain way towards me, I could
Mhm.
tell that ain't really you.
Right. Right.
I could tell when something's like on your mind and you're just doing something out of, from within that you're just like stuck with.
Right.
So I don't take those things personally. I could see past that thing because I see my brother's heart. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see past what other people aren't willing to see past.
Mm.
So
So
when you're able to do that, you're actually not just creating alchemy for yourself, but you're creating alchemy for them. Like, so I'm helping him out by not reacting to something. You get what I'm saying? And really just seeing the heart. It's important that we do that. It's important that we notice that our heart vibration is at the same level, even though we might be acting different.
Mhm.
right.
So
So and I did want to say this, like just to give out the people out in the world. I'm my best when I'm at alpha state.
Mm.
So you know, just like my mom, or when it goes back to when you was in class and when you was in school, and they used to tell you, the teacher, he daydream a lot, and they tried to shut down that creativity.
Right. Yeah.
But when you can be in alpha state doing something, but it's right under your subconscious, your conscious mind, and your subconscious works, so you can really meditate while you in alpha state, where no matter if you at work, you can
yeah,
really use this powerful tool. But
Absolutely.
it's so hard now to be in alpha state. Why? Because I've been experiencing that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in this world is so much instant gratification. It's crazy. It's like, it's really crazy. Like, they want us to not be in that state, because that's how we create things. That's how we tap into our ancestry. We tap into other part of our DNA, and they don't want that at all.
Absolutely. They surely don't. And I agree 1,000%. That alpha state is a powerful state of mind. And you know, for me, I didn't really know about the alpha state until a few years ago, like the power of that and how
Right.
easily the subconscious mind can be programmed in that state. And so,
Right.
yeah, and that's part of the reason why they put certain shows in the news on, and they call it prime time, because
Prime
they
time.
expect folks to sit back and get in the alpha state and everything. So yeah, that's some powerful information. Hey, listen, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on this show. I want you to know that you are definitely welcome here. You always have a platform here on this particular podcast and everything. Reach out to me if there's anything that you guys would like to share, because this is a time right now where spirit is moving in powerful and profound ways, and we can see it now with Do It Bitch season and Quantum
Yes.
Brand. You got right, and you got your boy here on deck that came in here bringing fire. And I want to know a little bit more about that Mayan wheel that's in that picture, and a lot of the artwork that you two brothers are dealing with and everything. There's a lot of power in that. And
look at this bad boy right here.
Right.
that is dope.
This is like a 7-foot.
That is dope.
And there's a whole story behind that, and that kind of led up. See,
We even want to talk about the Olmec heads. That'd be a whole nother lecture too. So
Whole nother other. But I'm gonna tell you, I got a time limit on the podcast.
right.
Definitely. We can definitely chop it up. And then at any time, let me know if y'all got an extended thing, so that I can make sure that I'm making the provisions to make sure we get all this information in here, because you brothers are definitely bringing the fire. I'm going to close it out, family, and thank these brothers for all of the blessings, the gems that they have dropped in our laps right about now. We got a lot to chew on right here with this, right? And with this portal open up, it is Do It Bitch season. Do it, bitch. I'm here to tell you, do it. That shit woke me up. I'm ready to get my life together, y'all. I'm going through this portal without a doubt. But I wanted to thank you guys so much for showing up and showing out. in a powerful and profound way, y'all. And family, thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate and love you all. Peace and light, peace and love.
I don't care what I look like, but I feel good. Better than amazing and better than a good. To the whole world, I'm the venom and the antidote. Take a different type of girl to keep the whole world afloat. Cause I'm crazy and I'm sexy and I'm cool.